In this video, we are going to learn about Manus AI. Now, what's the difference between Manus and something like ChatGPT? Manus is a general purpose AI agent that can actually help you do things while you rest. It can help you create slides. It could help you create a website. It could help you create images and videos at a pretty great quality, sometimes with just one prompt that's not even specific. What we will do in this video is go through the most recent and newest updates when it comes to the capabilities that Manus has to offer. And within each update, I will show you one or two use cases. My name is Shanae Ray. I have almost 1 million followers on LinkedIn. And today we will actually also be passing 11,000 YouTube subscribers. To get to the Manus website, you have to go to manus.im/app. You will be shown a screen where you can sign up with an email. You can get started for free. They will give you 1,300 credits on your first day, and every day that you return, you will receive an additional 300 free credits. The first thing that I want you to notice is that this is what the dashboard looks like, kind of similar to ChatGPT or Grok. Down here, you'll see that there's 3 different tabs. One of them is adaptive. The other is agent. So this is the mode that will actually do things for you. And then this mode is chat. When I click agent, you see down here that there's slides, images, video, audio, webpage, and playbook. The reason why those things appear when I'm under agent or adaptive is that's the whole power of Manus, is that it's a general purpose AI agent that can do these things and generate these things for you, even with a simple prompt. Let's just get started with a few of these examples. For the slides, initially, what I'm going to do is just click slides. And then when I click slides here, you'll see that the themes pop up. If I don't want to use a theme, I would just say, create a slide presentation, enter the title, let's say 10 benefits of building your personal brand on LinkedIn. We're going to generate, and then we can actually leave the environment. We don't have to sit here and watch it. This is the power of Manus being agentic. I can open a different task, and then it could actually create the other presentation with the theme at the same time. If I actually want to see the progress, I could always open this window. So you see it says view Manus's computer, and I could go through the steps here. So it's 1 out of 3 steps, and it says task progress. Manus is working. It's going to plan this presentation, the structure, initialize presentation project, and create and present the final slides. I'm going to let it work in the background while I generate another one with a slide theme. So I'm going to go up here, new task right here. Here, we can do the same thing. You can click slides, and then I'm going to choose to see all themes right here. You would click all themes. And then I'm going to choose minimalist. Down here, I can choose how many pages I want to be generated: 4 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 16, 16 to 20, and 20 to 24. We'll keep it 8 to 12. And then I just have to click confirm. Once I'm done with this, I just click enter, or I can just click send. And now it will start to work on the second task. We know that these two are working because they're both spinning. When they're done spinning, and whenever there's a notification up here, like a 1 or a 2, Manus will either need your input, it will need you to answer a question to complete the task, or it's just done. And then you could actually see what it generated. Now here, if you want to see, like creating the slide title, if you want to see a preview here, you could. So we start to see the preview. Obviously, one of the things that we see here is that it starts to cut this off. Benefit 1, increase visibility and reach. Okay. And then it has this. So personal profiles versus company page. And then here again, we see that it's kind of cut off. So what I can do is I can tell it to remove all of these type of images, or I could just tell it to replace it with an icon or graphic that is relevant to that specific benefit. The benefits that it chose are pretty good. Remember, I didn't tell it what benefits to choose. Build trust with potential clients. And then it does a little graph on key factors to building that trust on LinkedIn. Creates direct access to decision makers. Generates high quality leads. As we could see, its strength is really in listening to what it should create the presentations about. And its graphics are good, but the stock images are not so good, right? And then here's the conclusion. Start building your personal brand now. Now, if I wanted to change the theme, I could. If I wanted to change the spacing, I could. If I wanted to add my website to each of these images, I also could prompt it to do that. And when it's complete with a presentation, it will give you a little synopsis. So I've completed your presentation. Each slide follows a clean, modern design with the color scheme that you specified. I've included charts, icons, and relevant images. You can view the presentation by clicking here. And we have. Now, if I wanted to change it, I could prompt it here, and it would just start to make the changes that I asked for. But I could also download it as a PowerPoint, a PDF, Google Slides, save to Google Drive, or save to OneDrive. I could also share it. So if I wanted to share it with friends or just make this publicly accessible to maybe share within a LinkedIn newsletter article, then I could also click public access and then click copy. Here's me sharing the presentation. Here is me sharing the actual chat. And look, when I share the actual chat, what happens? So it says you are viewing a completed Manus task, and it will go through the actual preview. The person could see exactly what happens. I could skip to results, or I could try it for myself, which I think is pretty cool, especially for team purposes. So a lot of my clients that may be using Manus, training their team on it is pretty simple because they can not only see the prompt, but they could see the progression of the prompt, and they could just click try it yourself and they could watch it. You could also click edit here, by the way, and then it will allow you to edit the text, and we could change the theme down here. So this is just the first one, but the quality of it is, I'd say 3 out of 5 stars for just a very general prompt. Remember, I didn't give it the information. I didn't give it the company name. I didn't give it anything really. I just said create a general presentation, so that's what it did. Let's go to the next one. Here's the other one. As we could see here, there are going to be opportunities as you prompt Manus to give it stars on how well it completed the task. I don't really know yet because I haven't seen the slides, but as we could see here, this was the theme one. Said, hey, I've created your minimalist presentation on 10 benefits of building your personal brand on LinkedIn using the Onyx template as requested. The presentation includes 12 slides, a title slide, the 10 benefits, and a conclusion slide with a call to action. Each slide follows the minimalist theme, so on and so forth. And then we click here. So this is pretty cool. I instantly like this one, at least the first page better, because I tend to be more minimalist in my slides. As you can see here, it included the website, yougrow.club. And if you are a founder that wants to grow your personal brand on LinkedIn, we are having a 4-day masterclass this week. Go to yougrow.club to register. Now, how does it know about yougrow.club without me telling it? Manus allows us to be able to store knowledge, which I will show you shortly, but it basically knows about my website because I've told it about the website before, and then it has asked me, do you want me to remember this for future reference? And I say yes. So scrolling down, it says increase visibility and reach. Benefit 2, thought leadership positioning. 3, direct access to decision makers. 4, cost-effective marketing. 5, trust and credibility. 6, network expansion. 7, lead generation. I like here how it actually compares it to other social media platforms. I even like the benefits that this one chose a little bit more. It's talking more about things that maybe an established business would be interested in, like partnerships, so on and so forth. And then take action, build your LinkedIn brand today. And as you can see here, it's also reactive. So if I were to share this link, the button would move and all of that. And again, let's say that I wanted to come back to this and prompt it in the future. I can click add to favorites. When I click add to favorites, it stays here and you see it stays at the top of favorites. Down here, I can get some credits. So how well did Manus complete this task? If I rate it, I get 100 credits. So I'm going to say a 4. You could write some of your thoughts or you could just click submit. Let's move on to image generation. We're going to be prompting it to test a couple of different types of images, and then we will see which type of image it generates most effectively. Create a graphic / infographic that shows data about live video for business owners. I'm going to have it create a graphic or infographic, and it's supposed to show the power of live video. The next one that we can generate, create a thumbnail image for start going live in 2025. I'm going to click image and send a flyer for LinkedIn Growth Masterclass. The date of the event is July 15th. Then click image. Create an Instagram carousel for 10 benefits of growing your personal brand on LinkedIn for business owners. Send. So we'll see those different types of images and how well they do. And then here we know that they're working because they're spinning. It says I've created a comprehensive infographic showing live video data. It goes through all the data and then it shows this. The numbers look good. The spelling looks pretty good. It did pretty good in just 5 minutes. And I could even say remove this, remove that. And within 15 minutes, I could have a pretty good infographic. Again, this is without giving it any brand guidelines. The fact that it could do this in little time, it's really good with infographics and data stuff. We could zoom in or we can download the image. And you could also see what it has here, all of the research that it did. View all files right here. I could also say, make sure that you give me the sources so I could verify that all of these data points are correct. But it did pretty good with the infographic. Here, let's see how it did with the thumbnail. It didn't do too bad with the thumbnail, but it didn't do that good either. I don't think that these dimensions are right. And there's a lot going on, and there's a play button in the middle. So it did okay, but not the best. ChatGPT can probably do a much better thumbnail with a simple prompt. It didn't do terrible, though. And then here's the poster. So LinkedIn Growth Masterclass, July 15th, 12:15 p.m. Date, register at, and then here. So I would definitely need to provide it with more. And this is important because as we start to use this tool, now you know if you need to create a poster and you want it to be done well within the first time, you need a title, you need to give it the event information, maybe an image of yourself, the website, and a short description. But other than that, I mean, it did the sizing and everything really well. To your Instagram, carousel is complete. And then here it shows 10 benefits of growing your personal brand on LinkedIn. That looks good. Attract high qua leads. So it definitely needs to finish quality, but the magnet is pretty cool. Build trust and credibility. That's not bad. Expanding your network. Increase business opportunities. I mean, it did a good job. Command premium pricing. Where are the rest of the images? View all. Okay, here we go. Attract top talent. Create multiple revenue streams. Build long-term business value. Future-proof your career. So whenever you're confused about where to find it, like we only saw 6. For some reason, sometimes they all preview, other times it doesn't. You would just click view all files in this task, and then here's all of the images. Now, for something like a LinkedIn carousel, I would tell it to put all of the 11 images in order as a PDF because we don't need individual images for LinkedIn carousel. We actually need a PDF. Fun fact. So I would have to tell it to do that. But I did say Instagram carousel, which is why the output is probably in individual images. All right, let's go to video. So here I'm going to click video down here. And again, it is connected to Google Gemini VEO2, Google Gemini VEO3. And VEO2 is the earlier version. VEO3 is the higher quality version. So here it says some of the prompts that people have recently done or that they recommend. And we could start with this one. Generate a detective rubber duck interrogation video. We'll just do this one for fun. And so we'll click it and then we'll click enter. Once you click enter, you will be asked, do you want to do a video in default mode or quality mode? Here we go. Quality mode is going to leverage Google VEO3 and is going to eat up 600 of your credits, which is a lot. But default mode only uses 60 credits and it's for 5 seconds. It really depends what you want to use this video for. I'll let you decide which mode you would prefer because we're going to do the same prompt, but we're going to do one in default mode and one in quality mode. So the first one that we're going to do is default. And then let's generate quality. New task, video, and then click enter. Except this time we are going to click quality mode. Let's see which one creates a better video. It says to generate the detective's dialogue, I need to know which voice type you'd prefer. So we're either going to choose masculine or feminine. We'll just choose masculine and confirm. It's asking me the same thing for quality mode, and I'll just do the same thing so that there's a good comparison. The default mode video finished first. And as you can see here, I've successfully generated your detective interrogation video and audio files. Here's what I've created for you. The main video, the detective dialogue, and then the nervous squeaks from the rubber duck. Let's click the main video. That's the video. Remember that with VO2, you're going to get a 5-second video versus an 8-second video. There's no audio in this video, by the way. But it's a pretty good video. I mean, look at the lighting here, and then you could download it here. I guess what it will do is it will actually force us to then put the audio files on top of the video.
Where were you on the night of the bubble bath? Where were you on the night of the bubble bath?
I could download this. The quality mode video is also done, so let's check that out. I've successfully created your detective and rubber duck interrogation video. The video features a film noir style scene where a detective in a French coat interrogates a nervous yellow rubber duck with the dialogue. The audio includes the detective's stern masculine voice delivery and nervous rubber duck squeaking sounds, all perfectly synchronized with the video.
Where were you on the night of the bubble bath?
As you can see, for 600 credits, for 10 times the credits, the chirps completely overshadowed the voice, but the video quality is more realistic. However, if you really were just using something like this for B-roll, I think VO2's option is good enough. Manus can generate video, Manus can generate the images, the slides, and then it could also produce audio. If you are familiar with Google Notebook LM, you may be familiar with being able to create a 5, 10, 15-minute podcast, maybe just from one PDF or one transcript. With Google Notebook LM, there are 2 people having the conversation, and I have a video on YouTube on how to do that. I have 2 whole trainings actually on Google Notebook LM. So we could see here how the audio files that Manus produces compares. When we click audio, it says generate a podcast and instantly publish it on a live website. Turn your Gmail summary into a 3-minute audio digest. Summarize yesterday's AI news into a 7-minute energetic audio show. We're going to do this one. Summarize yesterday's AI news into a 90-second broadcast that is energetic, informative, and engaging for business owners. That'll be the first prompt. Let's see how long it takes to generate. It's asking here, do we need the masculine or feminine? Let's try feminine. If you're ever lost on the progress, you could always click the down button. We see that there's 5 steps and it's on step 4. So let's see what it sounds like.
Good morning, business leaders. This is your AI business update for July 14th, and yesterday was absolutely explosive in the world of artificial intelligence. Let's start with the biggest headline. President Trump just announced a staggering $70 billion investment in AI and energy infrastructure. But here's where it gets really interesting for you as business owners. The AI talent war just reached fever pitch.
So it's pretty good so far. I mean, I have to verify that all of this happened, but if it did, I mean, the script writing is great. The one thing that I did notice, number one, the voice does sound a little bit AI, but we did input for it to sound energetic. It does sound energetic and enthusiastic. The other thing to notice is that we asked for a 90-second summary, and off the bat, it's 2 minutes and 39 seconds. So now we know that it may not listen exactly to the length or to the limits on whatever length you propose, but it definitely does heed the advice that you give it or the prompting that you give it for the style. And the script writing is really good. We see here, good morning, business leaders. This is your AI business update for July 14th. If I did daily AI news updates, I could probably just leverage this capability for scripts because the script is really good. I'm curious to see if I could actually change it to a different language, create this same audio in Spanish. And I do speak Spanish, so I'll be able to see if it literally is the same script. I'll create the Spanish version of the AI news broadcast for you right away. Okay.
Buenos días, líderes empresariales. Esta es su actualización de negocios de IA para el 14 de julio, y ayer fue absolutamente explosivo en el mundo de la inteligencia artificial. Comencemos con el titular más grande. El presidente Trump acaba de anunciar una...
Yeah, it's really good. So it's following the same script, and I would say that the AI voice sounds even more natural in Spanish compared to English. Now, the last feature that we see down here is Webpage, and these could take up to 20 minutes. I'm going to show you some that I've created previously. Here was the prompt for the personal website. So I just said, create a personal website for, and then I put my name. Again, this is only possible if you have a brand. Just stuff out there, whether it's on YouTube, a business website, LinkedIn, that it can gather. I didn't give it any information. As you can see here, it did its thing. And then this is the final output of it. It went to the end. It delivered the personal website deployment summary, research findings, and the structure and design. And up here, it gives a live website link. So I could click it. And it's not so bad, right? I can improve my personal website just based on this. So it found what I do. It found my name, obviously. It found my business, my story. So it goes down from single mom to mega influencer. I love that. I am a cancer survivor, founder of Growth Academy. How I can help, LinkedIn marketing strategy. These things move. Not so bad, right? Personal brand coaching, video content creation. Growth Academy community, proven results. This is pretty cool, what people are saying. Now, these were made up, which I found interesting because I do have many public testimonials, but again, I could edit this, or I could just give it testimonials to input, and then ready to transform your personal brand. When I click Growth Academy up here, it actually knows to redirect to my main website, which I thought was really cool. It knows this because of previous prompting and knowledge within Manus. But I mean, that was not a bad website at all for one prompt. So you see slides, image, video, audio, webpage, and playbook. When you click playbook, you'll be able to see different things that people have created using Manus. Market research tool, AI website builder, AI slide generator. There's a SWOT analysis generator. Let's say that I wanted to use the AI color analysis, which I actually have done. I can click it, and then I can upload a photo of myself, and it will actually do the website for me, showing my AI color analysis. So the playbooks are things that other people in the community have created, and you can leverage them by benefiting from what they've created, and then it will create one for you too. So I put in my picture. This is what it created. And it customizes it for you. Now, I don't know if this is correct. I'm not a color analysis expert, but it's pretty cool. When you click on Playbook, you can benefit from the things that people in the community are creating. And that's Manus. So if you want to check it out, it's free to start. Go to manus.im/app. And if you want to grow your personal brand on LinkedIn, the 4-day training starts tomorrow. Register at ugrow.club, and I will see you there. Ciao.